So we close the Add Child Record screen and we are in the Attendance View. So the Attendance View tab is just going to show every child that's within your facility, regardless of program. It's just everybody and every record. It gives you an opportunity to just see how many kids are on your account and make any changes necessary that you need to make. You can delete records, you can double click and enter into records, and we'll look at a lot more of that as time goes on. But let's look at adding and removing programs. And so you're just going to click on the programs view. So you have some instructions on adding programs, and really it's very simple. So let's back up a second and talk a little bit about whether or not you need programs. So if you're a facility with just a few number of kids and only one or two people is going to be checking kids out and checking kids in, or checking kids out and checking attendance generally for your facility, you might not need programs. If all you really care about is having a good list of the children that are in the building and the ability to take attendance when they're in the building and check them out when they leave the building, you don't need programs. You don't need to use them if you don't want to. If you want to be able to look at children by the classroom that they're in or by the program that they're in and take attendance that way, if teachers are going to be taking attendance for only their specific students, then use programs. And really there's two types of programs. And this view is the programs that children are enrolled into. So for instance, let's create a new program. We'll create a new program by clicking the plus button here. And we'll call this program High Five Preschool. And then we'll add another program and we'll call this Mom's Day Out. So now we have a couple of programs. And when you select the program and you go into it, you see nothing because we need to add students to the enrollment of each program. So all you need to do for here is you'll hit a drop down, and if you had lots of kids, it'd be a very big drop down, and you could just choose a child to add. If you accidentally add a child and you want to get them off the program, then you just click the red X, and it'll prompt you and ask you, do you want to delete this child entirely from your facility or just remove them from this program? And we're going to just remove this child from the program. And heck, let's add them back. If you had a program that you wanted to get that was inactive, that you didn't need to use anymore, you could choose that program and click the minus button. And that'll say, hey, do you want to delete the Mom's Day Out program? And we'll leave it here for now. But we're going to go back to the High Five program. And now you'll notice a couple of things. So if I'm a parent and I'm checking my child in at the beginning of the day, I could check Vonette Bright in to Mom's Day Out. But Vonette Bright is enrolled in High Five. And so that flexibility is by design. You may have children enrolled in multiple classes. And so a parent may check in their child in the morning in Mom's Day Out, and then in the afternoon, they move over to High Five. So your teachers have the ability to filter and view by the kids that are checked in by parents to, for instance, Mom's Day Out. And you can just see the Mom's Day Out kids. Let's go ahead and clear this. And then in this view, you see all of the kids that are enrolled in the High Five program. So if a parent checked their child in to Mom's Day Out, but you're checking attendance for High Five and you see that the parents, maybe they checked them into the wrong program or they were in the program from the morning, you can do a couple of things. You could double click on the program and just change them to the High Five program. Or if you've got a full class of kids and you want to check attendance for all the kids and assign them to your classroom because they're enrolled in this class, you can just hit the Assign Program to All. And that will update all of the records in your list to your High Five program. Now that doesn't necessarily check them into the building, but it does reset the program so it shows that they're all high five. Now, all of this is for your benefit. You don't necessarily need to use the parents check-in at all. You can just use the roster and expected attendance and check-in kids. And it really just depends on your facility and the complexity of your facility. You may be a facility that's one child, one program, and they don't switch. You won't have to worry about this. But if you're a program with a little bit more complexity and you've got multiple kids in multiple programs, you have the ability to view your rosters, set rosters and view them by the roster. You also have the ability to view them by the program that the parent has checked them into. So you've got lots of different ways to look at your students, and it's set up with maximum flexibility. And really, you don't have to use it if you don't need it. And my suggestion is, as it relates to programs, is to not use programs unless you're sure that you want them. If really the most important thing is for you to know that the child is in the building and that they've left the building, don't worry about programs. In fact, some of the facilities that are set up don't set up rosters at all. They have programs that they've set up, but they haven't set any enrollment, and they just let their parents check in the child to the program that they're checking them into, and that lets you filter them by the program a little bit, but aren't set with enrollment. Yeah, there's lots of different ways to do it. It's really completely up to you. Feel free, if you want to talk about that a little bit more and have a few more questions, feel free to email me to ask me more questions about programs. But really, it's designed to use the way you want to use it. You can use program enrollment if you want it. If you don't want it, don't use it.